Bobby Brown Show is the place to be. We talk about freedom and liberty, faith, life, and walking in victory. From politics to movie reviews, biblical teaching to the latest in the news. The Bobby Brown Show is the place to be. The Bobby Brown Show is the place to be. The Bobby Brown Show is the place to be. Share, 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 like and 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 share. The Bobby Brown Show.
Well, good day. Welcome to another
Bobby
episode
Brown Show.
Of the Bobby Brown Show. I'm your host, Robert Bob TV Brown.
The Bobby Brown Show.
That's right. So today we're going to talk about a couple of things. One is Chicago mayor. I don't know what to say about this guy, but this guy has to go. And they try to do whatever they can. The citizens try to recall him. And let me tell you something. It's getting so bad in Chicago that black people are not supporting the Democratic mayor because the mayor is ignoring the voices of the black community. It's not like the black community don't want to support Democrats. The black community will support anybody that's going to take their interests at their heart and amplify it. And not ignore it and not ignore you, and nerves to ask you to help him find more money to continue to host these illegal immigrants. It's just what it is. They are illegal immigrants. They are not asylum seekers. And if you are asylum seekers, there's a process you have to go through to prove that you're seeking asylum. And majority of them who went through that process have not proven that they're seeking asylum. They're just seeking for another opportunity, which is great. But we're a country of laws, and you have to follow the laws to go through the system to become a citizen of the United States. And to thwart that law by the millions, because currently right now there's an estimated over 100,000 people coming across the border right now before the Biden administration stepped down, because the Biden administration favors illegal immigration. And what do you mean by illegal? It just basically means that you're not following the laws of becoming a citizen in America. Now, Chicago mayor, $300 million tax increase for migrants spark outrage. So you got a bunch of people coming into this country. It doesn't matter whether they're coming from hope or opportunity or whether they're being thrown out of the country, because a lot of the criminal system, most of these countries don't have a real solid criminal system. They don't have a solid way of arresting, detaining, setting up a court date, trial, conviction, and housing in a prison system, and going through the process of redeveloping that person into a productive citizen versus one who put pressure on the citizenship of the United States. And that's what most of these people are. Believe me, I know people that work in immigration. I know people that work in these shelters. I know people that does documentation for these people that's coming in. A lot of these people don't have not a lick of documents. Not a lick. They're truly undocumented illegal immigrants, not undocumented workers. They're undocumented illegal immigrants. Now, we're trying to change the term to undocumented workers. Most of these are not people that just left the workforce of Venezuela, Costa Rica, whatever. They didn't just leave the workforce. Oh, we got a whole bunch of people who left the workforce coming to the United States. That would be what you consider undocumented worker. But undocumented or not, they're still illegal because of the way they came into this country. And when you got them coming in by the droves, it breaks the system of your current country. It's a lot of pressure on the system, and it can break the system in many ways. And here's one. Because the citizens of Chicago has been asking for a tax increase for a whole bunch of things. Tax increase for PTO time, to pay for people to have more PTO days. Tax increase to bring up the help with the minimum wage. Tax increase for this. Tax increase for that. For housing. For more education. For after school program. For elder school program. Just a whole bunch of reasons that they were already asking for the tax increase, but they would not increase it because it's an issue that most mayors and most governors don't want to deal with because it affects their reelection bid and affects their image of being a mayor. Who wants to increase taxes, who want to pay more taxes? Well, some people don't mind paying more taxes as long as the taxes is going in the right place. And that's what usually happens. The taxes going in the wrong places. It's going toward migrant workers, putting them up in plush hotels instead of putting veterans, homeless people in plush hotel, or just American citizens who own a fixed income. How about putting them in a hotel on a fixed income? You make under $50,000, you get to stay in this hotel. But no, Brandon Johnson wants to hit the citizens of Chicago with $300 million tax increase for to help continue to house these people. And you wonder why people went to vote for Trump, because these people had enough of this stuff. The citizens who normally don't vote Democrat, they had to vote against this because it's hurting their neighborhoods. Let's get into this.
Now to NBC5 investigates, which for months has followed the money trail tied to Chicago's migrant mission. Total spending now tops more than $400 million.
Now, despite the creation of a city spending website, it's still not exactly clear where all of that money has gone.
A few moments later.
I won't raise your property taxes.
Then candidate for mayor, Brandon Johnson.
A few moments later.
Mayor Brandon Johnson was more than 40 minutes into his speech before he broke the bad news to homeowners across the city.
This budget currently includes a property tax increase of $300 million to fund and keep our commitment to fund not just our...
Now, you did see in his video, campaign video, I'm not gonna increase your taxes. I'm not gonna increase property taxes. And here he is proposing a property tax hike to take care of the 2025 budget, which a lot of that money will go to house these illegal immigrants.
Pension contributions, but to fund the future of our city.
A few moments later.
Good afternoon.
I want to know, how does it feel that Trump is in office right now? You see the feds need to...
Let me stop for a moment. This is serious. The Democratic Party have drove people in their base to vote for a man that they normally wouldn't vote for because of his platform. The Democratic Party have shown their assets to the point where people look at them as, you're no different from this guy. All y'all got on him is the 39 accounts, which they're gonna drop, because if I show you this, let me go over here, and we haven't gone into detail, the 34 felony accounts. If you go of about $130,000 hush money to a film star that happened a long time ago, relationship happened a long time, $130,000. They managed to do what most police officers do. They charge you, they have one crime, but they find multiple ways of charging you for one crime. If you go through all these, and we're going to go through them all one day, this is about one check. They're going to charge them for entry detail general ledger for Donald J. Trump revocable trust, bearing voucher number. All these are for one check, and they found many ways to find it illegal to charge him on some of the most smallest things, on an invoice from Michael Cohen, marked as a record of Donald Trump. We're going to charge you guilty on that. All of these are financial charges. Financial charges about paying a prostitute. And Michael Cohen got involved in that. Well, of course, he was Trump's attorney, and he got charged also for falsifying documents and things like that. They have no proof that Trump falsified the document. The check normally came from Michael Cohen, but they saying Trump influenced Michael Cohen. We're going to go over this because, you know me, I like to get the bottom of these things. He's invoice for legal services, 11 charges for invoices for legal services, and 11 charges for checks paid for legal services, and 12 charges on ledger entry for legal expense. So he's a convicted felony on these charges. Not a hard presidential charge, but they're going to make it seem like these are horrible crimes that affect people. And we're going to go into this one day or soon after Thanksgiving, because these are going to get dropped. And I predict they're going to get dropped because they're just foolish charges. And that's not going to stand up in the next level of court. It stood up on the first level of court because this happened in New York when the Democrats pretty much runs New York, and the judges are Democrat, and they usually try to get black judges to convict Trump to make it seem like, okay, black people don't like you. Look at the judges, look at the prosecutors, they don't like you, they're going after you. And it's been successful so far. But remember, charges can be appealed. And when they get appealed, the next level of judges will look at them and say, why are you charging for these stupid? This is stupid. This is trivial. These are not serious crimes. So eventually they're going to drop it in the second level of court, so that's going to go. And then, of course, you realize recently they just dropped charges on, they delayed it, or they're not pursuing the charges on him for the January 6th incident, which we'll get into that one day too. He bear some responsibility of it to a certain level, but not to the point of trying to say that he told him to do it. The videos are out there, guys. You can go watch the entire video. You can't control what other people do. And for somebody to say that he riled them up, that's your opinion. Don't make it true. These are grown folks. They can do whatever they want. Trump is Charles Manson. And this is how he operates. He have his cult members go do things that he would not do. That was the image that the media put out to you, but we're going to get to the bottom of this and see if it's really true or not. Now let's go back to Chicago. The Democratic Party has done so many things to harm the black community in these major cities. I'm in New York City. I see how unstable it is. The mayor had to talk about it. At least our mayor is speaking against it. And I'm not a fan of Mayor Adams. He's a former cop. I don't think a cop should be running political or running cities because you're going to cop it. Why? Because cop is mostly in you. But even he had to say something about this situation. Now, Brandon wants to be an upcoming rising star in the Democratic Party. And since Mayor Adams don't care about that no more, they're going to be looking to Brandon, because Brandon is a boss. I just do anything for your boss type of guy.
Address you. DOJ need to address you, and hopefully Donald Trump will address you, because you're going to protect the undocumented while you're going to allow for the citizens in Chicago to suffer under your 33% for a
See, understand this, people. When you turn black people into MAGA. See, MAGA isn't what we assume. We let the media tell us what MAGA is. Make America Great Again mean going back to the 40s and 50s and when black people was oppressed. No, that's not it. MAGA actually come from Ronald Reagan, and Ronald Reagan actually mentioned what Make America Great means.
The price of even a small home could be $200,000. And what about their parents trying to make ends meet right now? To stop inflation, we've got to put a ceiling on federal spending. We've got to crack down on waste, and we must lower our tax rates to encourage individual productivity. In California, where I was governor for 8 years, we went from near bankruptcy to financial help. We gave the taxpayers billions of dollars in tax relief, and we met the needs of our people. If we're going to stop inflation, we must do it now, not with bigger government. It takes better government. That's what we owe ourselves and our children. That's why I'm running for president.
Only one man has the proven experience we need. Ronald Reagan for president. Let's make America great again.
Going back to making American-made products, going back to building industries in the United States, making sure our military is the greatest military of all time, upholding traditional values. Those are the same thing. Those are what make America great really mean, according to Ronald Reagan. Now, Ronald Reagan ain't no innocent guy. While Ronald Reagan was governor, he gave the Black Panther Party hell. He was another Hollywood elitist bigot, entertainer, kind of like Trump, a Hollywood elitist entertainer. That have black friends, but hide behind the black friends so people can say he's not racist or prejudiced. And look, I'm not passing judges. I don't care about that. Honestly speaking, whether you're racist or not, that ain't got nothing to do with me. That's your personal issue. You have to deal with that with God. That's a spiritual and mental issue that you got to get dealt with. I can't change it. I mean, God can use me to change it, but I have to sow a lot of do-good seeds in your heart in order to receive a harvest. And sometimes I'm going to fight you on that because I don't think you deserve it. But then again, I don't deserve the grace of God. I don't deserve the mercies of God. I've done some things, I've done some things Trump did, probably worse. And God forgive me and gave me a second chance. And repent means to stop and go a different direction. And we don't know what's going on. We don't know why God allowed this man to become president. And we don't know why God allowed Joe Biden to become president. I honestly speaking don't believe Joe Biden won Georgia, red state Georgia. And he got more votes than Barack Obama, a man who had a stellar beautiful, first time out the box campaign that is legendary. You beat that guy, the one that had white women crying over him, talking about he's beautiful, the one that had the black community all 100% on his side. Yeah, a lot of these people standing up complaining never were MAGA, never were Trump supporters, but they understand that Trump was trying to get these people out, because the moment Trump talked about these things when he first announced he was running, about that how a lot of these people are coming here and not all of them are good. He said not all of them. He didn't say all of them was bad. He said not that they're not just sending us their best and brightest, they're sending us some of the criminals. And come to find out, it is true that we got over 10,000 criminals here in the United States that came from these border countries, just roaming around. Nobody know who they are or where they at. Now, the undue pressure is putting on the Chicago citizens, especially in black neighborhoods. They wouldn't put them in the Hispanic neighborhoods. They wouldn't put them in the Arab neighborhoods or the Indian neighborhoods or Chinese neighborhoods. They always put them in the black neighborhood. I guess they figured, blacks and Latinos get along. No. And black people not having it. And even the Latinos in the area that came in here the legal way, they're not having it. They're like, no, you're not going to put that pressure on our system. Yet Mayor Johnson continued to pursue the pressure. He still, hey, I'm going to take this pressure on because I'm going to get rewarded for it if I stay the course. But let's listen to some of these people who are Democrats that decide I'm not supporting Democrats. People always ask, well, why are you not supporting the Democratic Party? And this is why. Real tangible, real experiences that these people are going through, that they're saying, no, we're going to have to punish you for this because you're punishing us. You're ignoring us. You can care less about what we had to say. You figure that, hey, you're going to be stuck with me for another 2-3 years, and I'm going to call the shots whether you like it or not. I don't care about being reelected because some kind of way I'm going to get reelected. And y'all going to vote for me anyway because y'all sure ain't going to vote Republican. Stop thinking that. And here's a lady with a Make America Great Again shirt, not official, but I guess she had it made, or she got it from the Chinese beauty supply store somewhere. But she got it on. And I don't know if she's doing this to get at Mayor really MAGA or she's really not. And when I say MAGA, that's the people who fall up under that Making America Great mantra, the people who 100% support that mantra from Ronald Reagan. Now, some of them, you got to tell the truth. There's some of them in there that think Make America Great. Make America Great mean when white people was in 100% control of everything. And he's going to take us back there. That's your silly thinking. You don't know Donald Trump. New Yorkers know Donald Trump. Donald Trump ain't one of y'all boys, but people tend to think that, and the media have them thinking of that. But Donald Trump, not like that. Not like that. Donald Trump is his own man. You're not gonna put him in the box. As soon as you think he's this way, he's going to go do something that's going to throw you off for your thinking. Now, I don't know if this lady trolling him with this Make America Great, and she's really a Republican supporter of Democrat. I wouldn't say a Republican, but that she's a supporter of Donald Trump, because there's a lot of supporters of Donald Trump that's independent. Some of them former Democrats, some of them current Democrats that decided, hey, I'm going a different direction. I don't know why y'all affiliate with these parties anyway.
And not for you to go touching it with $300 million that you want to siphon out of the citizens' pockets. Get rid of the illegals, and that'll take your money right back.
A few moments later.
The first breaking news at City Hall. Mayor Brandon Johnson's property tax hike is rejected by City Council.
It was an increase the mayor called to balance the budget. Sabrina Franza joins us live. Sabrina, a lot has happened in the last hour.
Jim Marie, it is unanimous. Every single alderperson voted down the mayor's $300 million property tax proposal. They say they have plenty of ideas. Now Mayor Brandon Johnson is going to be forced to listen to them.
Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson spent $400 million on migrants and now wants to raise taxes to pay for his generosity.
Now, let me go back here and re-implement that. When he started his campaign, he said, I'm not going to do any more taxes. I'm not going to do property tax. And then the migrant crisis hit him, and he's trying to find some way to get money to pay for the next budget, because the Senate ain't going to do it. They won't even give us money for our after-school program for elderly people. They don't support that. They don't put money into that. You got people like AOC and Jamal Bowman did represent where I'm at right now, but he got the Israel lobbyists got his behind out there, and a bunch of black people too, because he didn't focus on his constituents. He focused on the president. He focused on the election. He focused on the Democratic Party versus the constituents. And people have grown to understand that this ain't about no god doggone party. This is about the constituents. You take care of the constituents, you'll get another 2 to 4 years in your party, in Congress, or in the state house, or as mayor, or whatever. You take care of the people going to take care of you. The nerves of you to get in office and say, hey, I got plenty of time for that. I'm going to take care of the party and the party's wishing and the party mission over the citizens. Folks, don't never, ever let these people do that. You put them in, you take them out. You don't let them, you let them know, hey, I support you. You got to be 100% committed to us and not these political parties or not Washington, D.C. It's to the citizens of this country. Now, we put you in office and we put you in huge numbers, definitely in huge numbers. But if we put you in office, it is us that you take care of, not Capitol Hill, not D.C., not Nancy Pelosi, not Mitch McConnell, not none of these people. You take care of our agenda. That's why we sent you there. Too many get there and they totally neglect the agenda of the people in their city and focus on their political ambitions. And Brandon Johnson is one of them. Now, they struck it down. The city council struck it down. Great job on the city council. None of them say they're going to do it. They have other ideas, but I got a bigger idea. How about sending them back? Now, I'm not going to go through this video. But yeah, so this is what you're going to have to do going forward in the future, no matter who's president. I don't believe America's doomed and gloom. I didn't believe if Kamala Harris got in office. Well, I do believe they would have escalated a war, continue to take taxpayers' money and fund Israel, continue to fund Ukraine, continue to fund this illegal immigrant, and they were going to be coming in even more. And we have to put up this mess for a whole nother 4 years. I'm not for that. I'm not for abortion by any means necessary. I'm not for that. There's a lot of things in the Democratic Party platform I'm not for, and I can't support. I can't support gender reassignment. I can't support educating our kids about sex, period, let alone LGBTQ sexual relationships in grade school. And I can't support the parent not having 100% control of their child's decision. I can't support that. I can't support a lot of these things that's going on that side. They're going too far to the left where they're becoming something hideous to me, something ungodly, something satanic to me, if there's such thing as satanic. If you look at the anti-LaVey Bible, do what thou wilt as a whole of law, I'm seeing the Democratic Party pushing legislation where you get to do whatever you want to do. That's what freedom is all about. When freedom has fences sometimes. There's guard. You have to guard your freedom. Do what you will is the only major commandment of the Satanic Bible. Do what you will, that is the whole of the law. And that's what this government is trying to do on the far right, far left. They want to produce society as you get to do what you want to do whenever we want to do it, whoever you want to do it with, however you want to do it. And if we want to do this, we can do this, and we want to do that without any restraints. I remember one day I watched a film, and it had this organization, and it disgusted me. And the whole mission is by age 8 is too late. I often wonder about that. I'm going to see if I can pull that up so you guys don't think I'm just making this stuff up. The mentality of saying if we don't reach them at a young age, it's too late. Well, that goes across the board when it comes to everything. They want to indoctrinate our kids before age 8, when their minds start to seriously rapid in development. Kids today are smarter than ever before, and these 8-year-old kids are stellar in the brain. So they want to try to get certain mindsets in these kids way ahead of time. I don't know how I'm getting off on that. Let me get back to Mayor Brandon. Brandon is a Democratic suck-up. He don't care about his constituents. All he care about is self and proving to the Democratic Party that he can play ball. He ran as a progressive when he's as far left as they come. He reminded me of Angry Bird. I don't know why. He just reminded me of Angry Bird. But he act like he's the boss of these people. He act like he's the Führer. He's the dictator. See, dictatorship comes in many forms. Dictatorship just means that my boat, my ship, is my ship. I control this ship. I dictate what goes on this ship, not what the people dictate. And dictatorship can go both ways in the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. My question is, who's listening to the people? Because if you're doing your own thing, regardless of the will of the people, you are a dictator and authoritarian. And fascism is basically ignoring the will of the people and do what you want, do the will of yourself by any means necessary. That's what it is, simple and plain. I'm going to do what I want to do by any means necessary. I don't give a crap about you. And if you get in my way, you're going to feel my wrath. And they say that's that on Trump, and could be. But don't you dare think that you guys ain't got it and haven't exercised it in a long time. You exercise it every day. I remember somebody said, he's going to, Trump get in a position, he's going to go out this political appointment. And I heard in my spirit, you mean like you've been doing him? Because y'all been going at this guy since he beat Hillary Clinton. There's never a rest on this guy. Never let it up. You are on his behind, but you don't expect him to be on y'all behind? Get out of here. Mayor Brandon Johnson. He's an enemy of the people of Chicago. He's not doing the citizens of Chicago no goodwill. He ignores them. He's driven a lot of these people to support Trump who would never support Trump. These are people who supported him. And because of his blatant hypocrisy and his blatant disregard for the people who put him in office, ignoring them, especially black people, they have resorted to, nah, doc, not only am I not voting for you, I'm voting for your worst enemy. I'm going to support your worst enemy because at least he got a platform where he's not going to be doing this stuff, that he's going to deal with this stuff properly. And at least he got concrete plan on how he's going to do it. And at least when he goes to talk about it, he talks about it in detail on how he's going to do it. And you just don't care what we got to say. So therefore, we're going to have to punish you. And whether they're trolling him by putting on MAGA stuff and not really part of a Trump supporter, or he have turned them into full board Trump supporter. That's Mayor Brandon's fault. That's his fault. And this is not going to get any better as long as he can consider to uplift the illegal immigration into Chicago than anything. He didn't want to revisit the issue of sanctuary cities and let the people vote on whether there should be a sanctuary city or not. He blocked that. It's like, no, we're going to continue to be a sanctuary city. He blocked that. And you wonder why Greg Abbott sent people there? I wouldn't blame him. I don't want to deal with this crisis since y'all sanctuary cities and you house these people. Let me do you a favor and them a favor. Since you said come one, come all, I will answer that call. I'm going to put them all on one bus and send them to you to handle it. And that's what's been happening to these sanctuary cities across the board, including New York City. And hey, that's just smart. It's, it's cold, but it's smart. I mean, I'm like I said, if I was a governor and I had to deal with this border issue, I have a bus right there at the border waiting to put you on until they change it. And I'll send them to every sanctuary city and let you deal with it and get that off my back. That's what you call a smart move. Delegate it to somebody else when you ain't got to deal with it, and that way you can focus on everything. Whether it's racist or not, probably so, but it's smart too. Some things ain't got to be racist. Some things just got to be the smart thing to do. Oh, you say you'll take them? Well, I don't want to deal with it. So I'm gonna have a bus right at the border, and I'm gonna send them over there to you. because you said you're going to take them. Well, that's how it is. And now you got Mayor of Chicago continuing to say, hey, we're going to take them in. When the people say, nah, we want this to change. No more sanctuary city for Chicago for illegal immigrants. You could be a sanctuary city, but not for illegal immigrants. No. Do what Trump did. Remain in Mexico. Trump said, you want citizenship? You can apply for it, but you're going to remain in Mexico while you applying for your visa. While you're applying for a work program, you're going to do that in Mexico. Mexico's going to have to deal with that situation. We ain't dealt with it because this money that we're spending off the chain need to be reinvested into the American people. Now, I'm going to say this and I'm closing. Now, if Trump didn't have this situation given to his hands, yes, he predicted it. And yeah, a lot of it, what he said was true. Hate him or love him, it was true. If we didn't have these issues, do you believe the normal Republican leadership would say, hey, we spending too much money on wars? No, they were all about spending money on wars because a lot of them made their fortune off these military industrial complex contracted builders. Funding for war and causing wars is profitable for them because they, number one, they ain't got to go. And number two, if they do have a child to serve, they're going to probably be sheltered into becoming a leader instead of regular enlistee. But Trump ain't, that's not his deal because Trump don't need to make any money pushing wars. He don't need to make money pushing war. He gets nothing from it. And let's just be honest, he gets nothing from it if he pushed war. What do you get out of it? Tell me what he get out of it. He's not going to make any profits on, on investment. Trump has never been an investment type of guy. He's a buy and put my name on it type of guy. I'll buy it up and put my name on it. He ain't buying up Northern Grumman. He ain't buying up Raytheon. That ain't going to happen. So the money that's being spent out, if they unlike any other Republican will say, hey, we need to cut that. We need to continue to this money need to go toward reinforcing the American resolve and the American idea. They wouldn't have been spending money on no homeless. They wouldn't be saying we need this tax money could be going to the homeless. This tax money could be going to the people that's out of work or mentally ill and things. They wouldn't be saying that because they all about feeding that money into that kind of complex. They definitely wouldn't have been spending money. They definitely wouldn't be supporting spending money on illegal immigration. That's not what Republicans do. But they would say, hey, that money we could put in more defense funding and things like that. And look, let me say this. Trump's still talking about that too, because part of his Agenda 47 is a strong military defense. Trump will have an issue. The number one important thing is taking the tax money and reinvesting it back into the taxpayers. You ain't taking that tax money to bolster up the military complex. One of the most despicable things Trump did in his first term was he decided to fund military weapons to the Saudis, who are now working with, who's looking to get out of NATO and work with BRICS, who's willing to get out of the G4 and work with BRICS. Sold them those weapons. Them people make a ton of money, and yet they're going to take those weapons and go work for side with the Soviet Union, China, and Brazil, and all these other countries. Big mistake on Trump. And Trump thinks I can will these people back into working with me. It ain't gonna be. That ain't happening, Doc. That ain't happening, Trump. It ain't happening. We got to take this stuff serious. Illegal immigration is bad for the country. Especially when you got them in major numbers like that. Now, when it's controlled, it could be a good thing for the country, because this is a melting pot. I think foundational Black Americans should always have the greater end of restitution. Reparations are due to foundational Black Americans, and this is a spit in the face from the Democrats, and it will be for the Republicans to continue to take taxpayer money and fund all these other things in the face of those people asking for reparations. It's like we're going to give everybody reparations but you, even people who are not supposed to be here, even people who came here illegally. We're going to give them the housing. We're going to give them a check every month. We're going to provide them food every month. We're going to provide them an education. We're going to do all this stuff for them despite this. We ain't did it for you in a long time. It's like you're doing that right in our face. And if Trump go that direction, I'm going to be on this behind, just like I was on Joe Biden behind, and just like I was on Kamala Harris behind. We're not doing this keeping the status quo. If whoever say they're going to stop this, I will support them in that. Whether you like it or not. I don't care what you call them. I support them in that. Because names don't mean nothing to me. Actions do. We need to get back to controlling this immigration thing, being able to vet these people coming into this country and make sure that they're legit, and not some mass murder that killed 30 people in a house over a drug deal gone bad in Costa Rica or Colombia. And now him and his whole entire gang is roaming the streets of Brooklyn or the Bronx or something like that. No. All right, I'm out of here. I'm Bobby Brown with the Bobby Brown Show. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm working on doing some things with the channel, so just bear with me. I do want to go back to doing live on a Friday night. Thing is, I don't have energy, but I need to get the energy. I want to go back to doing live on Friday nights, and for about an hour, and just pray with me on that. I'll holler at you later. Peace.